I always knew I was going to be wealthy. On the run out here in London, next to Big Ben, next to some old buildings. I don't know how old they are. Every building seems so old out here, but this is more so on the walk. We're not on the run, actually. We're walking to the London Bridge right now, and today I wanted to discuss something that is so vital and so important to most people's success from what I've studied and what I've seen myself, and that is how to deal with haters, doubters, and naysayers. Now, first of all, haters stands for H-A-T-E-R-S, having anger towards everyone reaching success. See, most times, if people are hating on you, if people are doubting you, naysaying you, it's not because they hate themselves. Most likely, it's because they hate you because you may be a reflection of what they wish to be. See, years ago, when I was on the come up and I was doing different things and I was going against, the norm of society, whether it was my parents, whether it was my family, whether it was my girlfriend at the time, or my friends, my best friends, my homies, whether it was business partners, whether it was my boss, my associates, people would try to tell me whether they thought I could do something based upon their belief level, if they thought they could do it or not, right? So one thing that I realized is haters are just people that are mad about the fact they can't criticize you or control you. That's what people will do. They'll criticize you when they can't control you or compete with you anymore. So I started to shift my focus from, instead of always arguing back, because in the book by Dale Carnegie, How to Win Friends and Influence People, it talks about the way to make friends, the way to win an argument is to not argue. Because even if you prove somebody wrong, let's say you know you're right, and this can go for anything in life, whether it's your girlfriend, your mom, your parents, your kids, instead of arguing with somebody to try to make them seem wrong, try to see their valid point in something, right? Try to relate to them and find a common ground instead of just jump at their throat. So anytime I used to have haters, my friends used to tell me, that's not gonna work. Our people on social media, the keyboard warriors, people who act all tough on social media but wouldn't say anything to your face. Guys, instead of wasting your energy, we talked about energy in another episode, protecting your energy. Instead of letting haters consume your energy, because what people want, they want to have a reaction. Like bullies. Bullies don't bully people unless they get a reaction, unless they get your attention. So one thing that I learned is I've never seen dogs bark at parked cars. And I've never seen statues. All over London, there's statues all over Europe, everywhere, statues. Look right there, big statue. I've never seen a statue dedicated to a critic, right? So you gotta realize the people that are hating on you, they're just trying to consume your energy. And they're hating on you because they don't think that it's possible. They don't think that it's feasible. Look at Mark Zuckerberg. When he first created Facebook, he invited 15 people to his dorm room out in Boston, out at Harvard. Nobody showed up. The people who did show up, out of everyone he invited, barely anybody, not nobody, but barely anybody, only a couple people, only 2 people saw the vision. The rest were making fun of him, laughing at him. He said they thought it was stupid, this, that, the other. Imagine if Mark would have, little technical difficulty. Imagine if Mark would have listened to those people. Imagine if he would have let their feelings and their ideas consume him. We talked about this. A broke person's opinion is the most expensive commodity that you can own. So how I used to deal with hate, when people would tell me something, I remember times where my girlfriend at the time, years ago, she would get so mad at me for doing certain things. It wasn't even just hating. It wasn't like naysaying or doubting. It was just negative energy. And instead of me jumping back at it, now looking back in retrospect, what I wish I would have done is handled it a different way for all of the haters and doubters. So, for example, when somebody tries to hate on you, maybe you're in a business, they say it's a scam or it's a pyramid scheme, or maybe they're trying to tell you that you can't go do a sport, you can't go do something. Instead of you firing back at them and telling them, oh, what you do is a scam, or oh, well, you're not rich, or you're not where you, instead of firing back and trying to downplay them, what I would do is handle it with integrity. So when somebody would tell me something about what I would do, instead of just firing back at them, I'll be like, well, look, you know what? I'm gonna keep you true to that. And in 6 months from now, we'll have another conversation. And instead of fighting back, I would just let them be. And then months later, years later, like they say, what's the best revenge? Success is the best revenge. They try to tell Thomas Edison after his first couple hundred failures, it wasn't gonna work. It wasn't gonna work. It's not working. And when Thomas Edison failed 9,999 times, he said, I didn't fail 9,999 times. I was successfully correct in figuring out how it wasn't right. Mindset, shift the paradigm. And without Thomas Edison pushing through those failures and those doubters, those naysayers, that people all telling him what he was trying to do was impossible, he now created the incandescent light bulb. And I believe that everybody watching the video uses light bulbs in their house. So overall, the way that I would deal with my haters is by integrity. And then I'll call them back months later and I'd be like, yo bro, yo Bob, remember the other month when you told me it wasn't gonna work? Well, I just wanted to call you and ask if you could give me an apology because you lied. And you know, over the past couple months, I've let that motivate me. I've kept it deep in my heart, and it's really weighing down on me right now, Bob. And you know, I just want to tell you that you lied. You lied to me, Bob. You told me this wasn't gonna work. You told me that that wasn't gonna happen. You told me that this girlfriend wasn't the right one for me. You told me that this, that, the other. I would like an apology. Now, maybe if the person is credible. You know, when I talk about people that are hating, just because somebody is trying to tell you not to do something, you know, it may not be hate, it may not be doubt. See, you gotta qualify the people that you listen to in life. If you're not willing to accept someone's lifestyle, don't accept their opinion. So make sure that the people that you're listening to not only have your best interest at heart, but also know what the hell they're talking about. So many times I see people listen to shit information. They take opinions from anybody. Everybody nowadays has something to say. Everybody has an opinion, but make sure that you're listening to the right opinions. Make sure you're listening to qualified people that have the credibility, that have the actual results. And I think overall, you just gotta understand that the people that are doubting, it may just be because they don't understand. God doesn't give everybody the same vision. And one thing that was hard for me to really understand was that I was gonna make more money and have more success with strangers than probably my best friends. You watching this video, you'll probably make more money in your life with complete strangers than you will your best friends. We can talk about that in another episode, but 100 years ago, 20 years ago, 10 years ago, when I was growing up, my parents told me, my family told me, don't talk to strangers, stay away from strangers. They said, never step into a car with a stranger. Society's norms are changing. Now we put our 14-year-old daughters into Ubers to go out with strange men in Uber cabs, right? So the world's changing. Understand the same way as well. You have to be very critical and very precise with who you listen to and how you deal with your haters. Don't let the hate consume you. You can't fight hate with hate. You fight hate with love. There's nothing more powerful than love. And when you act out of love, you not only will retrieve and attract more, but you'll also negate the hate, negate the energy, because you're not focused on letting it consume you and fighting back with other hate. So I think that's the most important thing, if I could go back and change, is how I dealt with haters and also how I thought about it. Understanding the haters out there are just either pissed off because they're jealous, or they're a little envious, or they don't like how the fact that you're doing something different. Because let's be real, some people watching you guys, especially as your success goes from here to here to here, the hate, the doubters, the naysayers will go from here to here. And they're not mad at you, they're mad at themselves. They're jealous of themselves because, like I said, you are a reflection of what they probably wish they could be. So ultimately, control the way you deal with haters. Realize that there's people out there that will always have something to say. Overlap that, overpass that, put more of that energy back into your grind. The haters, the doubters, the way they win is getting you to distract yourself from what they are hating on. Does that make sense? So instead of taking that energy and putting it back into fighting, take it and put it back into your grind. If somebody messages you on social media, if somebody comments on your post, delete it. Don't sit there and respond to it. Don't sit there and get back to it. You get hate messages, DMs, text messages, prank phone calls. I can't tell you how many people have hated on me on my come up. The best way to silence the haters is to be successful, is to overcome that and just win. So Etholo's birthday. So what are we gonna do, Etholo?
Here we are, no real plans. We woke up, got this man's suit tailored, and now we're off to go grab a drink, off to do a little sightseeing to the club tonight, maybe with Alex Moore and the rest of the gang. So hey, fun birthday, just turned 24. Happy to be here with Austin, our boy Mike, the guy holding down the camera now. You guys will see him in another vid.
No hate, no bad vibes.
No hate,
no
bad
doubters.
Vibes.
Let's get it.
Feliz cumpleaños.